in India, like I also mentioned that question, there is this notion from a lot of people that either you do it from the tier one or बिल्कुल ही मतलब आपकी लाइफ वेस्ट हो जाएगी, कोई फायदा नहीं है ये सब करने का. What are your thoughts on that? Does it really matter so much from which college you're doing it from?
To an extent, yes, but it does not mean that if you are not getting into a tier 1 college, you are useless, you are worthless. ऐसा नहीं होता है. So you may have these rankings, rankings of the colleges which grade some colleges into very high, institutes or ranking institutes. Some may be mediocre, some may be low. Now that really depends. As I already told you that अगर तुम्हारे में हुनर है, तो you can succeed any which ways. So there are certain, certain people who may graduate from very renowned colleges, but yet they are not that successful.
Correct.
Okay, there are some who go from a mediocre institute, yet they are very successful, maybe in India, maybe outside India, whatever. So I wouldn't judge anybody, or I wouldn't say that an institution is good or bad. There are certain rankings on the basis of which you get admissions, on the basis of which your intellect is measured, and then you get admissions and all that. So these are all protocols which, to maintain their rankings, they have to follow.
Correct.
But I wouldn't say that, okay, if you don't get in a particular institution, then you are not worth not worth yourself, or your MBA is not worth. It's not that.
It will still hold the same value.
It will still hold the value if you are dedicated and your learning is coming out of it. Otherwise, there would be only IIMs, no?
Correct.
But it's not that there are only IIMs. There is NMIMS, there is Chetnas, there is SP Jain, there is Verinkers, there are Dalmias, and these are just a name few that I remember for Mumbai colleges.
Yeah.
But then there are so many other management institutes budding, cropping up in so many other cities. So you have to somewhere decide whether that post-graduation degree is going to add value to your learning curve or no, and that only you can decide whether you want that learning curve or you don't want that learning curve.
Correct. And I think just taking from that, just adding, not a question, that if you, like you also said, if you are willing to learn, so even if it's not about the placements, आपको वैसे भी बाहर जाके भी job मिल ही जाएगा. If you have the skill, then there's no chance. Maybe it will take a year longer, 2 years longer, but जो मिलना होगा, and अगर आप skilled हो, तो you will anyways get it with the same thing that you deserve, whether from an IIM or from anywhere for that matter.
Correct. However, to polish your skills, to have a little bit more advantage, see, there is always an incremental value to your learning, right?
Yes.
So when we say that, okay, suppose you are interviewing me, and I say that I'm a graduate with 3 years of experience, and there is a postgraduate with 3 years of experience. Whom would you want to select? A graduate with 3 years of experience, or a postgraduate with 3 years of experience? Why?
Because I'll feel like maybe he's, he has the 3 years
little
of experience,
incremental
maybe
value.
Extra
There is definitely an incremental value of education. I always believe that knowledge is never wasted. So, MBA being worth is not the question. You find your worth in whatever you are doing. That is the question.
Right.
Definitely MBA or PG or management level, graduation or post-graduation definitely adds value to your learning.
Yes.
So that's what I think.